After I spent $8,000 of my own money on small gun safes, I tested the biometrics, I found deadly design flaws, I tested long-term reliability, and a couple of safes broke all by themselves. And then I probably tested over 10 small gun safes to see just how tough they really are. And with all that, these are my top gun safe picks. This is the King Fort Knox PB1 multi-gun safe. Main features: when I lock my gun in a little tank of a safe, I want to know I can get it out. That's why I'm 100% sold on the Kaba Simplex push button lock. And it's not cheap all by itself, as you can see here. Plus, Fort Knox has a lifetime warranty and are made in the USA. And now onto my pry rating. I tried to pry into this little tank, and as you can see here with my PB1 model, I can tell you this: my pry tools are pretty much useless. Even if I could get some pry leverage, you're now dealing with thick 10 gauge steel and this massive steel bolt. I base my top tier rating system on how Fort Knox safes are designed and built. The Fort Knox gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. If my life is on the line, I don't want batteries or electronics to worry about. I want a 100% mechanical safe, and that's why my Fort Knox is my personal bedside safe. The push button lock is fast and easy to use, and it's just going to work for years to come. The Fort Knox earns a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: Fort Knox safes are my go-to vehicle safes. Neither extreme cold or heat will affect these little tanks. This is Viking Security Multi-Gun Safe. Main features: no keys, no batteries to worry about, and the best mechanical push-button lock for quick, reliable access. The Kaba Simplex lock is not cheap all by itself, as you can see here. With Viking, you also get interior LED light. The Viking safe also comes in many other configurations, as you can see here. And now onto my pry rating. The Viking safe is built tough with a 5mm door. The door is also laser cut. This makes for a smaller gap that is harder to insert pry tools. Also features a 40mm steel deadbolt. This is a 27-pound tank of a small safe. In my pry testing of other safes, this is up there with the Fort Knox. These are next level small safes with massive pry protection. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The most important thing you need when you place your gun in a tank of a little safe is knowing you can get it out quickly and reliably. And with this push button lock, you can 100% get in when you need to. This is my standard lock for quick access. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: for the price, they are the best bang for the buck. You really can't beat a mechanical safe. This is V-Line's Brute XD push button gun safe. Main features: this one is thick, constructed of rugged 10 gauge steel with an overlapping lid, making it virtually pry proof when bolted down to a secure surface. Has a gas strut to help lift and lower that heavy steel lid, and the best lock in the small safe industry, that being the Simplex Kaba push button lock. And now onto my pry rating. From my test on similar safes like you see here with my Fort Knox, with its own very pry resistant design, the Brute XD takes it to another level with its 100% overlapping design. If you need more protection than a Fort Knox or Viking safe, this is the one. The V-Line Brute XD gets a 6 out of 5 pry rating. It just broke my rating system. Now my quick access rating. The Simplex lock that is also made in the US is not cheap all by itself. They are easy to reprogram and even easier to use. This is the lock I use for my personal quick access gun safe, with no batteries or electronics to think about, and even better with no keyhole to pick open. It's truly lockpicking lawyer proof. The V-Line Brute XD gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: all V-Line push button safes make perfect vehicle safes. With no electronics or batteries to worry about, neither extreme hot or cold will affect these safes. You really can't beat a mechanical gun safe. This is Viking Security's push button safe. Main features: no keys, no batteries to worry about, and the best mechanical push button lock for reliable quick access. This Simplex lock is not cheap all by itself, as you can see here. With Viking, you also get interior LED light and a gas assisted strut to help lift and lower that heavy steel lid. The Viking safe comes with a quick securement steel cable, but also has 4 pre-drilled holes for permanent placement. And now onto my pry rating. The Viking safe is built tough with a 5mm steel door. As you can see here with my Fort Knox, they share a similar design, making them pretty much pry proof in my testing. And even if I could get a bite from my pry tools, you still have a 40mm deadbolt to contend with. This is a 23-pound tank of a small safe. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now onto my quick access rating. The Simplex locks are easy to reprogram and even easier to use. This is the lock I use for my personal quick access gun safe. This push button lock simply can't be beat. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: I spent over $8,000 on small gun safes, and what did I learn? Just buy a Viking safe. I could have saved a lot of money. This is the V-Line push button rifle safe. Main features: all steel construction and one of the few safe brands made in the USA. The V-Line is the perfect size to accommodate AR type rifles, and also one of the most reliable with its Simplex push button lock. Not just a great home safe, but also my go-to vehicle safe, as extreme cold or heat will not affect this safe with no batteries or electronics to worry about. And now onto my pry rating. This safe features 3 locks total, 2 barrel key type locks, and the primary Simplex lock near the middle. When the V-Line is locked down with all 3 locks, it's not going to be a good day for a pry attack. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The safe gives you the option for total lockdown with 3 locking points, or just leave the 2 barrel key locks in the open position, and only use the Simplex push button lock for lightning fast quick access for defensive use. This V-Line safe is the best of both worlds. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: when you lock down your rifle, you need to know you can get it out. That's why small analog safes are the best for defensive use. This one happens to be tough as well. This is the Guardall Fireproof Safe. Main features: Guardall makes pro-grade safes, and this is the toughest small mechanical key safe I've found yet, and it is rated for 1 hour fire protection with temperatures up to 1700 degrees. Can be bolted down and comes in at 60 pounds. And now onto my pry rating. It's a Guardall, so it's built like a tank with 2 solid steel bolts, and from my experience prying open little safes, I'd probably avoid pry tools and go straight to the angle grinder for this one. It's truly in another league. The Guardall gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. I like simple safes, and the Guardall comes with a proprietary key lock. The Guardall gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: it's not cheap, but it's simple, going to last forever, and has fire protection. Can't really go wrong with the Guardall. This is V-Line's push-button gun safe. Main features: this V-Line safe has enough room for a 1911 or 2 compact handguns, as you can see here. This safe is my standard for 100% quick access, and that is thanks to its mechanical simplex push-button lock. Made from 16-gauge steel with pry-resistant clamshell lid that extends completely over the sides of the safe. Also has 4 pre-drilled mounting holes for permanent placement. V-Line safes are made in the USA. And now onto my pry rating. It may only be 16-gauge steel, but with V-Line's clamshell design and continuous hinge, and when bolted down, the V-Line is pretty much pry attack proof. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The simplex lock is also made in the USA, and it's not cheap all by itself. Simplex locks are easy to reprogram and even easier to use. This is the lock I use for my personal quick access gun safe. With no batteries or electronics to worry about, and even better, no keyhole to pick open, these push button locks simply can't be beat. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: I've had my V-Line safe for over 3 years, and after spending $8,000 on different small safes, which ones do I believe will still be working in 50 years? This V-Line would be one of those safes. This is Fort Knox push-button shotgun safe. Main features: Fort Knox are my go-to safe if my life is on the line. The simplex push-button cobble lock is not cheap all by itself, as you can see here. But when you combine that with a 12-gauge steel body and a massive steel bolt, you have a tank for security. And as always with simplex locks, no batteries or electronics to worry about. And now onto my pry rating. I've tried to pry into my Fort Knox PB1. The design alone is preventing any pry points. I would need an angle grinder for any hope to enter this safe. I base my tier rating systems on how Fort Knox safes are made and designed. The safe gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. If my life is on the line and you have to lock your defensive shotgun in a safe, the simplex push-button lock is the lock you want for reliable quick access. Out of all the safes I tested, Fort Knox is my personal bedside safe. The simplex push-button lock is fast and easy to use and just going to work. Fort Knox gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: Fort Knox also make great vehicle safes. Neither extreme cold or heat will affect the safe, as there are no electronics or batteries to worry about. Other cool ass gun safes. This is the Stealth Shadow SV1 gun safe. Main features: this is the most secure gun safe you can buy, even more secure than a Fort Knox, V-Line, or even Viking safe, and here's why. The Stealth Shadow features a UL-approved S&G Spartan Electronics deadbolt. This thing is even EMP rated. S&G locks are the type of electronics found on bigger safes. You won't find this on any other small safes. The Stealth safe features a super thick 7-gauge steel lid, 10-gauge steel body with a gas strut to help lift that heavy lid, foam interior with space for 2 full-size pistols. And now onto my pry rating. With the 7-gauge steel lid and steel deadbolt, the stealth safe is on another level of protection. Even a skilled attacker is going to have major problems with this little safe. If you need the best of the best, this is it. The SV1 gets a 6 out of 5 rating. It just broke my rating system. Now my quick access rating. The UL listed S&G electronic lock is simply the best you can find in the small safe category. Just simply input your code and twist the dial and you're in. The Shadow Vault SV1 gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: the Shadow SV1 is the most secure small gun safe you can find. This would be my go-to storage option, but also a great quick access bedside safe. It's a tank. How I rate stuff. I know it looks like I rate everything highly, but I really did spend $8,000 on these small safes, all put on my credit cards, and then I get no views on YouTube. Alright, enough about my suffering, so let's start with the curious case of the Bill Conch. This locker would lock down in place with your right hand, as you can see here, but with only one small tap in the middle of the lid, it would open all by itself. I even thought it might have been possessed by Satan, but that actually turned out not to be the case. You have to press down in the middle of the lid to lock the lid down, as there are 2 locking latches with this locker. And trust me, that's one deadly design. Now onto the pry test. The Bill Conch was tougher than I thought it would be with this sheet metal build. And as you can see here, the 2 locking latches broke off into the body, but they did detach from the sheet metal lid. The Bill Conch got a 2.5 out of 5 pry rating. Now here is the RPMB lockbox, with only one tiny locking latch, as you can see here. By the way, if you ever see this tiny locking latch design, it's probably not going to be a tough locker. Anyway, here is the full pry test. And And there you go, 8 seconds to pry open. The RPMB got a 1 out of 5 pry rating. This list is not in order because I wanted to show this Sifely lockbox, as it has a similar latch design as the RPMB. It was a little tougher and took 1 minute and 8 seconds with stage 1 pry tools. The Sifely got a 2 out of 5 pry rating. And here is the RPMB single pistol locker. Side note, this locker would drain its batteries as it sat. This is not good and was the only locker to have battery drain issues. And here is the full pry test. And that's another 1 out of 5 pry rating for RPMB. Let's move up half a rating from the RPMB with the Onias. The Onias looks just like the Ananus. I'm just gonna call it the Anus for now on. They do look the same, but they are not 100% the same. And here is the Anus test, starting with stage 1. So let's see how fast we get in here. The anus just popped open in 13 seconds with stage 1 pry tools. And here is the Onias test. So that one took 35 seconds and actually bent the lid. The Onias earned a 1.5 out of 5 pry rating. And here is the only cheap brand that stood out, even though it was recalled for its biometrics. But I do believe Allsafe has fixed the biometric issues as of now. I really thought I was going to get in fast and easy with this under $100 safe. But as you can see here, it does have a nice size single locking latch. And to my surprise, took 3 minutes and 82 seconds with level 3 pry tools. And so there is my 3 out of 5 pry rating. Now we move to a stage 4 rating, the Sentry Safe. You will need to go to my channel and find the full test, because it took 23 minutes and 47 seconds with stage 3 pry tools. That was not fun or easy, trust me. So what is a stage 5 rating? Pretty much means pry attacks aren't going to work. Here is my Fort Knox PB1. The design alone prevents any possibility to pry into, as you can see here. Stage 5 is pretty much angle grinder territory. And there you go, my 1 out of 5 pry rating system. Until next time, see you then.